Hello guys, Hong Wai here, and today I'm going to share with you all for the Great Nature deck profile after the booster, the answer of truth. Okay, so basically for Great Nature, in this booster it is a deck that coming with the XL gift markers, and if you let your units to having a multiple attacks. Okay, so I will start with my deck profile. So starting for the grade 3s, I'm running 8 grade 3s, 4 of the Leopard. Okay, so for this Leopard, its ability is when you on right. Okay, and you will able to active the ability. You can drop your top decks. If you got a normal unit, you were able to active one of its ability, and also if you are having a triggers unit drop from the top decks, you were able to active the others abilities. Okay, so first for the normal unit abilities, you were able to check your top deck for 4 top decks, and then you can get 2 of your grade 2 and below units and superior call them to your rear guards. This is a very good filtering for this deck, and if you get a trigger units from the top decks when you write this unit, you will able to gain 15k and 1 crits for your vanguards. Okay, and also the other very good advantage is if when you write this unit and in this soul there is another grade 3, you can active the ability twice, which is if after you drop the top decks, if it gets a trigger unit, it gains 15k and a crit, and you can active one more time by drop another cards from the top decks, and it will be you will able to active one of the abilities again. Okay, so this is 4 pieces of the Leopard, and the following one, it will be Bison. I will choose to play 2 piece only because I'm actually running the Hamsuke line. Okay, so for this 2 piece Bison, it is good for the first ride. When it attacks, you can choose one of your rear guards, stand it, and plus another 5k. And the other thing for this card is when it is on your rear guard circle, when you attack, it able to get one of your rear guards gain another 5k, but just it unable to be stand. The stand ability only able to active when it is on your vanguard circles, but it is good enough. So you can write this Bison first, and then after the turn, you can write this Leopard back in order to gain the twice activations. Okay, and for the Hamsuke, I will running 2 pieces as well. For this Hamsuke, it is actually having a very good ability. Actually, it will able to let you to gain an additional XL circle. So basically, if you write this, if the condition is met, you able to gain another XL circles. That means 2 XL circles in a turn. But the conditions is your soul must have the grade 1 and the grade 2 Hamsuke. I will explain it later after I explain all of my builds, alright, for the combos. And also for grade 2 wise, okay, I will be running 4 pieces of the binocular tigers, the triple R's from the latest boosters. For hit abilities, when it attacks, you can pay a cost, card a +1, and you can drop the top deck. If you get a normal unit, you can draw cards, a +1. And the other one, when you get a trigger units, you're able to retire one of your opponent rear guards and select 3 of your front row plus 5k. No matter what you actually drop from the top deck, it is a gain. And also when it combo with another grade 1, which is the, I'm not sure what's the name, the little rat, yeah, this one, you will able to get back what you have dropped. I will be explaining it more later. Okay, let's continue for the panda. For this panda, I'm running 4 pieces, it is a very strong attacker. When it is on the additional circle, which means your XL circle, the ability will let him gain additional 8k of attacks. So it is actually a 17k attackers. It's a very good attackers. So we will be having 4 piece and also another 4 zebra. For this zebra, it is very good when you are actually having a top deck dropping abilities. For example, like the VR's leopard that I just now explaining, this one, and also the binocular tigers. So when there is a card is dropped from the top deck, this zebra will gain 5k. So it is stackable based on my research, because it's actually an octo abilities. Okay, so when you are having multiple attacks before this zebra attack, you can use the binocular tigers. You can, before you write this one, you can actually place it on the field first in order for the next turn standby, and it will be gain a very huge power for your attacks. Okay, let's continue, and I will be running 2 pieces of grade 2 Hamsuke. Okay, for grade 2 Hamsuke, basically it is just, the ability is just power gaining. I will not having much explain with this, but I only running 2 pieces because the grade 1 will able to surge it. Okay, so it is having 2 pieces just to make sure when I have got a grade 1, I able to get a grade 2 and stand by for the grade 3 Hamsuke. And 1 piece of this cutie. When it is on your rearguard circle and push to intercept, it will gain 10k more shield just for a standby guarding. Since your leopard able to superior core, so when you get it, it is a free 15k shield. Okay, now for grade 1 turns, I am only running 10 pieces of grade 1. It is actually not too greedy or what, but I feel like it is actually working, since I've actually having some playtest with my friends and also rank Kai that I will going to include the playtest video after this deck profile, so you guys can have a look with it. So for this grade 4 piece of, I'm sorry, it's a 4 piece grade 1 Hamsuke. It's a very good cards. So when you get 2 grade 1 at the same time, I mean in the starting hand, I can advise you all, keep it, just keep it. You do not have to get another grade 2s. You just have to return back the grade 2s for your first mulligan and then try to get a grade 3 to your hands. Because for this grade 1, once you, I mean at the turn that you place it on your rear guards, at the end of the turn you can Soul Blast and move this card into the soul and get a grade 2 Hamsuke to your hand. Basically it actually prevent the grade 2 misstrike already, and you can get this very easily by having the grade 1 Hamsuke. So just make sure when you Soul Blast anything from your soul, you don't Soul Blast these 2 QT first. Okay, if the situation is not allowed, only you Soul Blast it out. Okay, so this is for the grade 1 Hamsuke. And also I have 2 pieces of, I think this is the monocular tigers. Okay, so the effects is when it attacks, you can Soul Blast 1 and then drop your top deck again. Okay, drop your top deck. If you get a normal unit, your opponent unable to use any sentinel to guard the attacks. And also if it draw trigger units, your opponent cannot use cards other than the trigger unit to guarding. Okay, and also I'm sorry, so this card, the effect activated when it attacks or it boosts the rear guard only. When it boosts the vanguards, it unable to activate the effects. So I only running 2 pieces, and also 4 pieces of this tank mouse. This is the, I can say, one of the best card in this deck. So when you actually have any cards drop from the decks by the ability like these monoculars or binoculars or leopard, okay, so when this card is on field, you may pay one cost, which is Counterblast 1, in order to get the drop card back to your hand. So for example, when you actually use this attack and it drop a grade 3 leopard to the drop zone, your hand do not have any more grade 3 in order to activate the effects. Skill activated. You can Counterblast 1 and get this back to your hand and prepare for the next round. Or when you are like going to dead on the next turn, you know you do not have enough guardians, but suddenly you drop a Kanzen from a deck. Skill Counterblast 1, get it back to your hand to prepare for the next guarding. So it is a very good card, but situational. You have to make sure you get the cards you need and not just the card that you, when you drop and you get, when you drop and you get. That at the moment you will not have enough Counterblast for all of the abilities. You have to control and see get what you want. Okay, and for the trigger wise, of course the starters. For trigger wise, I'm running, this one is, okay, I'm running 8 of the front triggers. Okay, so for XL deck, from in my own opinions, this front is very important, because the attacks of the single unit actually is not enough to hit if the opponent get any triggers. So in order to prevent that, like when you actually just whack your opponent with one of your rear guards and the opponent get a triggers and all of your other units unable to attack after that. In order to prevent this, I run 8 front triggers. So I will be attacking my vanguards. I get a front. I do not need to worry about my rear guards that cannot hit my opponent. He need to give me at least another 5k to actually guard all the attacks. And also I running 5 draw triggers in order to get all the component up. Just one extra just in case, and also only run 3 heals. For standards, running 3 heal is actually not suggestible, but I running 3 heals on either my Great Nature decks or my Dark Irregular decks. I also running 3 heals because sometimes you are just lack of a little bit of the hand or triggers to win the game, but you unable to get that. So I choose to reduce one of my heal triggers and got a draw triggers here in order for me to get what I want. Okay, so basically this is my decks. Okay, my deck profiles and the test play. I will be include a test play with the GC, the latest Gear Chronicle, with this Great Nature after this video. You guys can continue watching in order to get the playtest. Alright, they will be having some of the combos that going to be shown there. Alright, that's all for the deck profiles. Thank you for watching. If you like my videos, you can like my videos, like my channels, subscribe and share it to more people. Thank you.